Okay, hello everybody and welcome to part 1 of this Let's Play series of Crusader Kings 2. First of all, I wanna take the time to thank all of you that were able to sit through the immense introduction video I just made. I'm really sorry. I did not realize it was gonna take up to 54 minutes for me to say all the things that I needed to say about the game, about the story, and about this here character. But at the same time, I didn't want to cut the video down or anything, because there's a lot of things that needs to be said about this game in order to provide you guys with the context you need to understand the story. But anyways, I'm not gonna delve too deeply into any ramblings now. This is part 1. We're gonna kickstart the game. We're gonna get the ball rolling and get things happening around here. So here we go. Here's our character again, Haraldr of Clan Ystad, Chief and Lord of Skåne, sworn vassal and subject of King Sigurd of Själland. Yes, as you can see, King Sigurd here, he personally rules the islands of Själland, Fyn, and Lolland. Bet they're having lots of fun there. Whereas basically all the other provinces in Sweden is ruled by one of his respective vassals. Us being the one governing here in Skåne. Now, I referenced it briefly in the introduction video, but Sigurd here, he's the son of legendary Viking Ragnar Lodbrok. And Ragnar Lodbrok, as any historian would know, was executed 7 years ago now by King Aela of Northumbria over here, who was cast down in a pit of snakes. And now, my friends, his sons are plotting revenge. King Ivar here, Ivar Benlös of the Scottish Isles and Dublin, he has launched 2 separate invasions of Northumbria and East Anglia. Look, it even says on the text, the sons of Lodbrok's invasion of East Anglia and Lothian respectively. So they're gonna be doing over there, they're gonna be marching on to England, waging war with the Christians, and no doubt taking revenge on the man that slayed their father. So far, only Sigurd, our lord, only him has joined this here war. I suspect the other sons will follow soon enough, but the point being, while he set sail to England to do his stuff over there, I reckon Harald is gonna make a move to cement his base of power right here at home. I mean, somebody needs to rule the lands while the overlord is away, right? So, first things we're gonna do is we're gonna take the necessary steps to ensure that we will further expand our power, basically. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be appointing our council, because after all, we can't rule the land all by ourselves. We need counselors in these respective areas of expertise to help us out. Again, remember the central tenets, the 5 parameters I was talking about in the intro video: diplomacy, martial, stewardship, intrigue, and learning. just like when we outlined the character, because the character can have a certain level of skill in these areas. As you'll see, the realm is governed through those same parameters. So I see we've already been given a chancellor, and he's the best guy we've got, so he gets to keep his job. Chancellor, basically an advisor on matters of diplomacy, head of diplomatic relations. He manages relations with other realms, basically, and this position is traditionally considered the highest on the council. I'm guessing this would be, in Game of Thrones terms, the equivalent of Hand of the King. I'm not quite seeing it that way myself, and there is a specific position for that on the Game of Thrones mod, but that's a completely different thing. So we got a chancellor, and now we need a military leader, somebody to take charge of our troops. And as you'll see, you can rank candidates here in order as per their skills, and you've got their personality traits presented to you here as well. We're obviously gonna go with Rikulf here as our marshal, even though he sadly doesn't like us very much. See, he's got a debuff of short reign that makes him, you know, slightly dislikes us. He doesn't hate us massively yet, but, well, he isn't best impressed. And can you blame him? Young 17-year-old guy appearing out of nowhere, suddenly claiming to be everybody's overlord. I mean, it's quite natural most people would dislike him. Maybe we just need to prove ourselves to them. Maybe we just need to stay in power long enough, perform wonders and miracles continuously, and then they'll come around. They'll like us more. Anyway, so, oh, wow. Oh, jeez. You are an amazing steward. You are hired, dude. Generally, anyone above 15, anyone that's got above 15 in these scales is considered a tremendously good one. We want to keep our counselors in between either 10 or 15 if possible. Sometimes you might have to go lower, but if you can go higher, that would be absolutely fantastic. So a steward of 24, that is absolutely marvelous. He is hired, like, without a doubt. Our spy master here. See, in this particular area, we're not really spoiled for choice. Oh, he's got 19 learning. He would make a perfect seer. But I guess that's gonna be Alif here instead, so, oh, and he's ambitious too. He's a zealous guy and a just guy, but he's got personal ambitions of his own. That's not always a good thing in a spy master, really, but, we'll roll with him for now. See what happens. And then the seer, yeah, as I suspected, Alif here. Even though he is a cynic, that's quite funny. He's got the highest education in theology, and yet he's a cynic. Well, go figure. Right, so I'm gonna take these off of command, because these are my highest ranking political officials, and I don't want them going around leading troops. I will exempt the marshal from this edict, though, because it's kind of his job to lead troops, so it'd be kind of worthless to ban him from leading troops. But anyways, we're going to assign our chancellor to fabricate a claim. I think we're gonna fabricate on... Yeah, do Blekinge over here. Mind you, since we're playing a pagan, fabricating a claim isn't necessarily all that important. Fabricating a claim is mostly important if you're playing as a Christian ruler, because basically, a central tenet of this game is you can't just go around declaring war for no reason. You need a valid reason to go to war, because the way the feudal system of these times were set up, lands were yours usually by birthright. So, if you're gonna encroach upon somebody's land, and for your encroaching to be considered legitimate, you needed to have some kind of claim on the territory. So we're sending our chancellor here to basically make up a fake story about why this land should belong to us. He's either in the terms of forging some document saying, hey, our grandfather's 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 grandfather was the ruler of this here place some 1,000 years ago, so by birthright it should belong to us. And like, it's a bullshit claim, everybody knows it's a bullshit claim, but so long as we got the papers for it, that's enough to declare war over it. Now, pagans do have an easier time declaring war. We could just attack Mr. Friedrich of Blekinge here and just claim the war in a border dispute. Thing is, that's gonna cost us some prestige. We do that too many times, we're gonna be considered dishonorable. That's gonna make us more difficult to deal with in the long run. So, and anyways, I'm gonna hold off anyways because wars cost money, and we're not too big on money right now. This is another useful parameter to go through, by the way, because you pay for your various actions either in conventional money, but also through personal honor and prestige, as well as piety. Like, the more prestige you've got, the more well respected you are. And similarly, you could have very little prestige, you could be in the negatives in the prestige, basically, which means you're hated, you're considered untrustworthy, you have low honor, basically. And with low honor, most people won't want to deal with you. But there are advantages and disadvantages to both approaches. There's nothing that's right and wrong here. It's just an approach. It's just something you're free to play with on your own. And same with piety. You determine yourself how spiritual your guy is. He can be super religious, or he could be a skeptic hated by the priests. Again, both options have their advantages and drawbacks. But anyways, I figure we're gonna make the Chancellor fabricate a claim on Blekinge here, because we're not gonna be going to war just yet anyways, and who knows, if we're lucky, he might have fabricated a claim by the time we're ready. So anyways, we're gonna have our Marshal train the troops, and our Steward is going to build legend, because that's going to help us generate prestige. He's basically going to travel around the land, telling everybody what a great badass warrior Halfdan is, and then hopefully some of them will join us and add to our troop numbers. Do I want him to scheme? Yeah, we want him to scheme. That sounds good. And Eilif here, what we could tell him to do is proselytize, but as you can see, most of this region here is already, it says Germanic, I'm just going to refer to it as Norse. Most of this area here is Norse, so we don't really need to convert an area that's already Norse, so we can either improve religious relations, which is kind of a waste of time, or we can just build zeal. Basically, he's gonna be doing the same thing as our Steward, except he's gonna go around and tell people what a religiously good fella we are, and hopefully we'll gain people joining our bands for religious reasons. So yeah, that's the council sorted. Most of these guys don't trust us, and as you can see, it's the short range debuff. They're not best impressed with us, they're not sure what to make of us, we're very young, we're newly arrival from nowhere, so just give them some time. Just give them some time, they'll come around. What have we got here? No heir of our dynasty. Yes, we're gonna get married, I'm gonna take care of that very soon. Successor nomination. We can't nominate a successor for our... Oh yeah, this is another quite complex, or I say complex, but it's a little bit complex here. It's the inheritance laws. because you've got a whole number of ways that a whole number of manners in which your descendants will inherit your lands, and the standard inheritance form for pagans, for non-Christian pagans, is gavelkind. What gavelkind basically means is that when you die, all your lands are split with your kids. Let's say I end up having 3 lands upon my death. I got 3 sons, and the lands are split between the 3 sons. This is the drawback, or well, this is the trade-off for the Vikings having an easier time declaring war on other tribes. So they can declare war more easily than other religions, but they are restricted to this inheritance form, which means that after your guy dies, your lands are split up. And this is supposedly one of the reasons why the Vikings never managed to form a lasting empire, because as soon as the guy that founded the empire died, it all just went to shreds, because they didn't have any way to organize their inheritance the same way the Christians did. And like similarly the Christians here, while they need to fabricate claims to go to war for a single province, they've got access to a lot more options of inheritance, which means they get to still keep their lands. So they gotta wait longer to declare war, but once they've acquired land, they'll get to keep the lands. They're not bound to gavelkind inheritance the same way we are. But anyways, this is all gonna make more sense later on. So we're gonna nominate our liege's son to inherit the Duchy of Sjælland. Again, and another thing that's worth noticing, this isn't just regular gavelkind, this is elective gavelkind, meaning that elective gavelkind means that I, as my liege's subject, am an elector in the election for who's to succeed him upon his death, and that is why I get to vote for his one and only son. I'm gonna hold off on this election here though, because I'm hoping I'll be able to vote for my own son to inherit Skåne. I certainly don't want my liege having it, so I'm gonna take that off. Right. Yeah, yes, and then another thing you can do, apart from having a certain education, you can also choose a focus. Basically, you can choose a field in which to focus. You got hunting and war, both of them are martial-related fields. You got carousing and family, both of which are diplomacy-oriented fields. Then you got theology and scholarship, which are learning-oriented fields. You got business and rulership, and then you got intrigue and seduction too. So you can be somebody that sleeps around all the time if you want. Hey, lots of funs. But anyways, we're a warrior type. Harald is a warrior, so I think it makes the most sense that he's going to be focusing on war. We're going to choose the war focus for him, trying to make him a better commander and a better fighter on the field of battle. So he's going to have the war focus. And then a short-term ambition for him. Create a treasury, make a friend, become king of Denmark, no. Acquire a title, become a counselor, build a war chest, groom an heir. Now I noticed an interesting little thing when I explored things off camera. I noticed that our liege's opinion of us is 5. Quite funny given the fact that he's a paranoid man, but apparently it means that he don't know what to make of us either, but he thinks we're okay for now. He thinks we're okay. We haven't done anything massively negative yet. Anything that would give him a reason to dislike us. But we apparently dislike him by 21, which is quite funny. Short reign. I'm sure he hasn't reigned that very shortly. But then look at the debuff that says once seat on the council. Now that's pretty interesting, because if you look here at his realm tree, you can see his vassals as ranked by their relative strength. Now I'm his strongest vassal, so obviously I would be demanding a seat on his council. Basically, his equivalence of the council I've got here. So these ones are in my council. Now I want to be in his council, the Liege Council right here. And so I'm guessing I'm pretty pissed with him that me, being such a strong vassal, providing so many troops and so much tax income to him, that I don't have a seat in the council. I'm guessing that's why Harald is pissed off about... That's why he's a bit pissy with him right now. But it's fine. We're gonna make it an ambition of ours to become a... counselor? And then we got some minor titles. Designated Regent, Court Physician. We can't search for a Court Physician. Court Physician, can we? We cannot. Basically, Court Physicians like the Court Doctor. If we get sick, if we're beset by some foul illness, we need a doctor to help heal us. And right now, the main candidate for that job's gonna be our seer, Eilif. Because why the hell not? We'll get to the designated regent in a bit, because right now we're gonna tend to the most important business of all, the securing the future of our dynasty. That's right, Harald is gonna get married. And normally what you do when you get married is you have all these various factors in mind. You want to marry somebody of high standing, like the higher standing you marry, the more prestigious that marriage is. But it's not just for reasons of prestige, it's because when you marry someone you form alliances, you form a blood bond with the family you're marrying into, possibly a political alliance too, which means you can call upon their troops in war. And then if your spouse has a claim, if your spouse is related to royalty, they will have a claim on the lands of that royalty upon that royalty's passing. And that's something you could use to your advantage later on if you want to expand your holding. Because like I said, when you go to war, when you acquire territory, you do so on the premise that you have some sort of familial ties to that land. And if you're married to a princess that's got claims on some real nice county or an entire duchy here, it'll help your son to go to war for that duchy, because he could just refer to a claim by blood that he has to this land because his mother was the, I don't know, Princess of Denmark or whatever land's in question. So yeah, there's a lot to think about when selecting your spouse, but we're gonna keep it short and sweet for this time, because Harald is a newcomer in the world of politics. He isn't well established with the elite yet, so he's not gonna go around and mingle with all these noble ladies and priestesses and whatnot. He's gonna go out and meet somebody new. So we're gonna go to the intrigue tab, and we're going to invite a debutante to the court. I'm just gonna make up some backstory about him having some old childhood friend or something. A woman it's just as much of an outsider to the court as Harald himself is. And that's gonna be something they can bond over. They're childhood friends, they're both outsiders in a new environment. Nobody really trusts them, nobody really know what's to make of them. So yeah, let's hope we get a good candidate. Cloth Orming. has arrived at your court ready for service. Oh shit. Oh shit. Look what terrible traits she got. She's envious, she's wroth, she's proud and zealous. So apart from being fanatically religious, she is an envious woman who gets angry a lot, and she's quite the braggart. Really? Haldan, you sure you got an eye for picking women, really? And she hates our guts. Look, she's envious of our rule, and she hates us because we haven't ruled a lot. No, I don't think this is the woman you wanna marry. Let's get rid of her. Let's try another. We're not gonna spam this option too much, but I want to give him somebody decent. Malmfrid of Härjedal. She ain't much better either. It's funny though. She's got a masterful education in stewardship, and yet she's a bit of a mystic. She's mystic, and yet she's religious. She's a lazy type. A lazy type, but at least she's honest. So she's the kind of girl who says pretty honestly what she thinks. Not afraid to voice her opinion. She's deeply religious. She's interested in ancient mysteries and spiritual matters and whatnot. And she's a real lazy ass. She won't lift her finger to do anything. No. Okay, last one. Whatever qualities this woman has, we're gonna take her. Maer Snjalli has arrived at my court. Oh my goodness, what the hell is this? Where are we getting all these terrible women? Oh my goodness! Haldan, you're terrible at choosing women. She's envious, wroth, lazy as hell, but at least she's charitable, so she's got no problem spending your money. Oh, come on, no. Are we sure there's nobody in our court we can marry? Nobody in our court? Mostly just men? Oh, but here we go. Beata, let's look at Beata. So she was trained in the arts of stewardship, but that was pretty much a failure. She seems to be much more of a diplomat, or well, a socializer I should say, because she's very outgoing, she likes to socialize with people. She is greedy with the money. Maybe that's why she failed her economic education, because she just wants to hoard that money for herself all the time. She values money a bit too much, which could be a problem, but hey-ho. She is kind. She's got her heart in the right place at least. She's religious. A lot of people seem to be religious over here. And she is a tad deceitful. I'm guessing that combined with the socializer trait, she's got like a silver tongue, if you will. She knows how to twist those words and, you know, speak and present herself in a manner that's gonna charm everybody, but she ain't necessarily telling the truth all the time. Whatever she'll do. She's a much better candidate than all the other women we selected, and we can't waste too much money getting all this sorted. So we're gonna arrange a marriage with her and Harald. He's gonna lose a little bit of prestige because she's lowborn. She's not part of the nobility. She's basically just a mere simple peasant girl. But what the hell? We were all peasants once upon a time. So let's get married. Beata and Harald are getting married. We can either collect a royal aid duty to pay, or rather, we can collect a royal aid duty to pay for the ceremonies, which would give us 10 additional gold, or we'll refrain from having the people pay for our wedding and finance it from our own pocket, which personally I think makes the most sense right now. We're down to -80 prestige. We need to get that prestige going because people are insecure of us enough as it is. So we're gonna take the prestige and yeah, hope they have lots of kids. So okay, I don't know how much I've been rambling for, but at long last, it is time to release that pause button and run the game. I'm gonna bump it up to 3 speed. Oop. Our liege wants us something. Ooh. There we go. To the great chief Harald, may you live in harmony and contentment. I would like to give you a seat on my council and therefore offer you the title of Marshal. Well, that suits us just fine. Marshal's our strongest suit. We are a warrior kind of guy, and he's currently lacking a marshal in his council right now. So yep, we will definitely accept that. And there we go. We got a rad armor to boot. Okay, so now that we got a wife, we can appoint her as our designated regent. See, that makes her like us a bit more. That makes her trust us. Or, well, she's gonna trust us more because we are trusting her with such an immersive responsibility. Like, the designated regents, that's the person that rules the realm should anything happen to us. Like, if we fall ill, if we're bedridden, if we can't carry out our duties for whatever reason, she's the one that steps in and take over in our name. So yeah, we're entrusting her with a great responsibility. Okay, so we achieved that that ambition. Let's pick a new ambition. Oh, now we love the king. It seems. Really? Oh, maybe it's because we've fallen down on prestige, so he's become a bit more skeptical of us. He's like, nah. This really a guy we want to deal with? Anyways. I think what we want to do next is we want to build a war chest. Because the short-term goal I've got right now for a warrior such as Harald is plain and simple. We want to expand. We want to expand our realm and bring our dynasty forward through military might. That's what we want to start. We're not happy being just a mere count of Skåne. We want to spread our wings and forge ourselves our own kingdom here in the south of Sweden. And why not take some of the Danish Isles as well while we're at it? I said I was only gonna make the session run about half. Well, I didn't say it. I planned I was only gonna make the sessions around half an hour to 45 minutes. I've got roughly 10 minutes left according to my timer, but I'm gonna keep playing a bit longer. I'm gonna unleash the pause button and let time run a little bit longer this time, because we want to get things kick-started. Right, as you can see, Sigurd is preparing his armies and setting sail away to England. How's that war going, by the way? We can see it from here. Okay, so none of the other sons of Ragnar has joined the war, which is quite strange. But all the lords of both Britain and Ireland are joining forces to help pushing the Vikings back. So we're gonna see how that goes. So this is our military strength. We've got 726 men at our disposal. And we've got a total fleet of 22 ships. That's 21 of our own ships and 1 ship from our one and only vassal, the Gothi of the Temple of Lund. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing next. You see, in order to expand, we're gonna need a war chest, because we're gonna need money. We're gonna need money to form a duchy. And we're gonna need that prestige going too, as a means to recruit warriors into our cause. Like, warriors will be more likely to join our cause if our prestige is up. So we need to go out, basically, and make a name for ourselves. Harald needs to get out there and show the world what kind of a Viking he is. So I'm gonna take you through his first Viking raid before we end the session. Now, the way Viking raids work is quite straightforward actually, but you gotta do a little bit of thinking. Again, like I said, we got 743 men, so we need to find a holding somewhere here that's got fewer men than us. We can't lay siege to a holding that's got more men. Basically, an attacking force cannot lay siege to a holding that's got more men defending it than we do attacking it. Otherwise, we won't be able to breach their walls, and if we don't breach their walls, we're not gonna get all their cash. So let's see if we can find some place that's weak. These places here, this is, let me show you on this tab here. Where is it? There we go. All this area here is tribal. Now what tribal means is they're, as compared with the Christian lords of Europe, this is a less advanced part of the world. They live in loose tribes and villages with underdeveloped infrastructure, which means these areas are going to be poorer. They're going to be much more lightly defended, but at the same time they're not going to yield as much profit. If you look at the economics tab here, see, this area is desolate. Or, well, it's not desolate, it's desolate of money. Whereas the areas over here, where you see a lot more green, those are the richer territories, but they're also the territories that are most well developed. You've got proper villages and castles and churches, proper coffers of money basically. But where there's taxes, where there's castles and churches, there's also more guards. Like if you take a look at some of these coastline castles, this one's defended. Okay, that one wasn't very well defended. Neither was that one, but if you take a look at Paris. Okay. They weren't that defended, it seems. Normally they're defended by 1,000 or so men. And that's impossible for our puny little force of 700 Vikings to overcome. As brave and valiant as we are. Ooh. Oh, would you look at that? These areas are ripe for the picking. Let's take a look. Oh, look! The county of Lindsey here, over in England. Yeah, they've got quite a bit of profit. Let's go over there. Quickly. We're gonna raise the troops. We're gonna raise our ships. Ah, crap. Harald is a counselor in Sigurd's council, and he has been sent to train troops in Sjælland, and hence he can't take command of his troops. That's quite annoying, so I'm sorry, Sigurd, but I'm going to temporarily resign from the council, because I need to be here commanding my troops. I hope you'll understand. No, I don't wanna... Ah, geez, I'm rusty with this. I need to... There we go. This is what I wanted to do. There we go. Put the troops in the middle. Harald will take the middle flank, and everybody else will pretty much just follow. We're gonna switch from regular war mode to loot mode, so that he will loot the province instead of engaging the soldiers. We're gonna load up the ship, and then we're gonna sail the ship over here, all the way to England. So let's get going. Okay, he wants to appoint us a commander. We're not really interested in being a commander of his for the time being. He'd ship us over to England, we'd fight in his war, and that's a little bit above our pay grade right now. We've got personal ambitions after all. So let's go, go, go. Oh shit. Oh shit, wow. Look at that army there. Oh, that's Alfred. King... Okay, no, I thought that was Alfred. No, this one's Alfred. King Alfred the Great, future King of Wessex. He's the one leading the troops going here. Okay, so we're gonna wait till he passes by. We're gonna wait until he passes by, and then we're gonna land. My studies and training have taught me the general tactics of flanks and center, but I can hardly master everything. So we could be a direct leader, somebody who leads straight from the center and just goes straight ahead into battle. We could be a flanker. We could create choke points in mountains and hills, or we could be a trickster. Now what kind of a guy is Harald here? See, I kind of picture him both as a direct leader and a trickster. Hence why I just placed him in the center recently. Yeah, I like to think of him as a bit of a sneaky feller, somebody who not only someone who experiments, but who surprises his enemies and catches them unawares. But I guess I'm gonna go for a central leader. I just placed him on the center. There's gotta be a reason why I did that. Okay, so let Alfred's forces pass. Or that Mercian army. The Lords of Sjælland have approved the institution of low tribal organization law. We're gonna go through that in more detail later. Can you move? Will you move, people? I want to loot your lands. There we go. Let's land ashore. Loot Lindsay. Take as much money as we possibly can. But we're gonna have to hurry the fuck up if we, The defenders of Gainsborough successfully raided the camps of the besieged. Ah, damn, we've taken some losses. Shit. But anyways, we're gonna continue to lay siege. As you can see, we, the attackers, outnumber the defenders. So we gotta stay here and siege the place up until we bring this green bar down to 0, which is when we're gonna take all their gold. And that's basically how looting works. We're collecting gold right now. This little bar here, while it's still shining, it means we're collecting gold. But we need to keep an eye out for enemy troops, because if they send 1,000 men charging right at us with our 700 guys, we're gonna be pretty screwed. Ah, okay. The old wound has finally healed, leaving a pretty grotesque scar behind. Ew. And there we go. We become scarred instead of wounded. And that's perfect. Okay, so we're gonna loot this place, return home, and that's gonna be the end of the session here. So, not much to do during the siege. Ooh! Oh, wow! The invasion of East Anglia seems to be going quite alright. Right, they've occupied most of these places here. Basically, that's what's pushing the war forward. They managed to lay siege and occupy these lands very, very quickly. Well, that's great. If they can translate this success into this war, the Vikings would absolutely gain an increased foothold in all of England. That would be quite nice. So yeah, let's hope for the best there. Where is our lord? Where is Sigurd? Oh, Sigurd's up here in Scotland fighting an East Anglian army. Really, dudes? East Anglia, your lands are way down here. Ivar's men, the army of King Ivar, Ivar's men is taking over your lands. And you're all the way up here. That doesn't seem right somehow. Anyways, let's keep pushing forward. That was my timer right there, but we're gonna keep going a while longer. Okay, this time, the defenders of Gainsborough tried launching another raid, and sure, we took some losses, but this time the raid was for the worse. They've ended up losing more men than we did, and now our siege here is gonna go a lot quicker. Haha. Nobody seems to have come to challenge us yet. Oh, they got 100% of their war. East Anglia is gonna fall to Ivar before too long. That is fan-flipping-tastic. There we go, there we go. He won the war. Ivar Benlös now rules East Anglia. And everybody can now focus freely on conquering Northumbria. Ooh. Wait a second, is Haraldr here launching his own separate invasion? That seems unnecessary. So Ivar and Sigurd are teaming up in their war, but Halvdan and Björn Järnsida of Sweden have got their own separate war too. Which, granted, they seem to be winning, so it's all good, I guess, but why don't they work together as one big family rather than multiple smaller families? That don't make much sense to me. Lords of Själland have approved the institution of the medium tribal organization law. Okay, that's great. Yeah. Okay, we've almost finished. Woo! Yes, we've finished looting the place, and already we've received news. A strange chest made of an unknown metal was recovered by your men while they looted the holding of Gainsborough. Try as they might, they haven't been able to force the chest open, and its contents remain a mystery. It has now been deposited in your care. One day, that chest will be opened. Mark my words. So we got a chest added to our personal treasury here. This strange chest has been made of an unknown type of metal. Ooh, something green, something strange. Despite not being able to open it, you can clearly tell the chest is not empty. I want to open it! Oh, crap. Look, this is the problem we have now. This here church, the bishopric of Lincoln, is defended by 1,000 men. And we can't take down 1,000 men with our 692 troops. So we're just gonna loot, raid and plunder the villages out here from as much gold as they've got, and then we're just gonna back down. How much gold have we collected? 43 gold! That ain't bad. No, Sigurd, my liege, my lord, I don't wish to be your commander as of yet. I need to be my own commander. Let's see, can we loot Hull? No, we can't loot Hull, actually. That's Viking territory. My mistake. Oh, wait, what about Essex? Essex, Middlesex, Kent, Sussex. Lots and lots of sex. Anyway, I should probably be ending the video here, but I'm getting so overwhelmed here. I gotta try. We gotta try looting these asshats. I mean, come on. We're not Vikings for no reason. Okay, so... Oh, there we go. Now they're ganging up on us. Let's take as much gold as we can and then hurry the hell away. We're in the large numbers of the Farnish defenders of Colchester have succumbed to starvation. Well, that's great. Come on, let's get as much gold as we can. Get as much gold as we can and then hurry the hell off. Oh, he's coming on the 3rd of January. Run! Ooh, we're just gonna escape. We are just going to escape this. Whew! What? What? What's happened? Our lord has been imprisoned by Chief this here chief of Ireland, Chief Dunchad of Urmhamain. Oh, that's not good. What the hell's gonna happen if he dies? Imagine if our lord dies. It's the realm's gonna be left in the hands of this 11-year-old child. Oh shit! Damn it! Where are we going next? We're going next. Ooh, they've got 300. Oh yeah, I know where we're going next. We're looting Cornwall. We're looting Cornwall, people. They've only got 300 soldiers to their name. 318. Yes, definitely. We seek to get... We stand to make a lot of money from this venture. We got twice their number. This is amazing. The defenders of Tintagel launched an unsuccessful raid. Yeah! You succumbed to our raids, you fools! And we're just gonna be standing here taking all of your money. We could carry up to 230 gold. Imagine all the gold and prestige we're gonna bring. Imagine the stories we're gonna be telling when we get back home and say, oh, we looted the coasts of England. Your Marshal Rikulfir has initiated a massive recruitment drive in Skåne. Well, that's good. Very good, my friend. Keep up the good work. Oh, we're taking this quickly. We're taking this real quickly. How's the war going? Oh, they won. Aile of Northumbria. Well, that's good. They've won the war, but... Oh, okay, I see. This here is the invasion of Lothian. Lothian is... Wait a second. No, that's Scotland and England. De jure Duchies of... Isn't this called Lothian? It says Gododin right here, but I'm quite sure this is the duchy that was known as Lothian. Contested title of the Kingdom of Scotland. Well, I don't know. But they must have invaded Northumbria, which is this duchy right here. Whereas Ivar and Sigurd, they're waging a war for Lothian. Okay, now that makes sense to me. That makes sense. So, the first two phases of the Viking invasions have been won by the Vikings. And so far it's looking pretty grim for us, but we seem to be having the numbers on our side, so... Shouldn't be too much to worry about. Ooh. Okay, he's got all those three places. And he's got a total of 800 troops. We could be looting Wales next. Look at all these places that are just ripe for the taking. Oh, this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's keep going here. Boom! Tintagel has been looted of 13.63 gold by Haraldr of Skåne. Okay, now we're gonna loot this here city of Bodmin. We've collected up to 106 gold and counting. We're gonna be having tons of gold by the time we get back home, I'll tell you that much. So let's siege this place. Bodmin. Unsuccessful raid, okay. Ooh! And see, the tide has turned. Tide has turned already. Despite the fact that Sigurd here has been imprisoned, we seem to be winning the... Ooh! Bodmin has been looted of 46 gold! Wow, we've got 156 gold in our ships. That's amazing. The pillaging and looting undertaken in your name has earned you a reputation as a fearsome Viking raider. All along the coasts, mothers tucking their children in for the night, warned that unless they behaved, the terrible Haraldr, scourge of the seas, will come ashore with his undead warriors and eat them. I do like the sound of that. So now we have officially gained the Viking trait. Nobody can question our status as a Viking now. Ah, shit. God damn it, we can't take the church. Let's go for Devon anyways. Let's see if we can't take them too. Yeah, we can. Let's fill this boat up to the max. As soon as we get to 30 gold, we're heading straight home. Not bad for a newbie ruler from school, right? I imagined a situation which became more and more intimidating, with an outcome that could mean life or death. I swallowed hard and decided that I would run away. No, that is not befitting of a warrior. Stay put and fight. Yes! Now we become brave too. And as you can see, you gain both martial, you gain additional martial from these two traits. Now we're up to 17. Viking and Brave gave us 3 extra points. We got 3 extra points from the War Focus. We were originally at 10 martial, we're now at 17. We're becoming quite the proficient warrior here. Butulfur is known as the Whiner. Yeah, well, you've got a lot of vices about you. Guess that'd make you a whiner. Anyways, my young wife, Beata, has taken a passion for romantic poetry. She keeps reading any sort of romantic poetry she can get a hold of. So we can get her more to read, possibly getting her, no, not possibly, absolutely getting her the lustful trait. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We need to have kids anyways. If we don't have kids, game's over and we're screwed. That's an early priority in the game. You want to get kids as quickly as you can. Hold a great flute. We can't do that just yet. Yeah, we still need to secure our legacy. We're still without children, so the sooner you pump out those babies, the better. That's why Harald is willing to invest that money into getting her erotic literature. Because we want to make her horny, you know? Huh. We've been going on for 2 years already. Yep, another unsuccessful raid. Just give up, people of the castle. There's no way with your raids that you can bring down my Viking warriors. Fate smiles upon me. My wife Beata is pregnant. Yay! We're gonna have a child. Hopefully it's a son. Like, nothing against daughters, but the way the inheritance laws are made, it's agnatic. Agnatic means men only. In pagan lands, thus far, only men were allowed to inherit, so we're gonna want a son. Preferably a son. What's happening here? Oh, sorry, it's that war. What the hell? This Welsh kingdom here, the petty kingdom of Saisilwig, have taken over Ivar's territory. That is not good. That's his own business. Wow, 201 gold, but unfortunately we can't proceed. What the hell happened to you? Ah, shit, our liege has inherited this county. Damn it, I was gonna take it. What happened to the original owner? Died in the dungeons. Oh, he was captured too. He was captured by the same feller that captured our lord. I bet you I bet you Sigurd made this guy a commander, brought him with him to England, and they both got captured. And he just died now, being locked in the dungeons. I told you, this is why I told you I didn't want to be a commander. I didn't want to get shipped to England and get locked in a dungeon somewhere. So it's a good thing we turned down his offer. Anyways, 210 gold. That's good enough for me. Let's get back to the boats. And let's sail straight back home. Tell everybody of our great deeds. And then await the long expected birth of our first child. Because that's gonna be absolutely fan-flipping-tastic. Yeah! A fleet full of loot has returned from raiding. Haraldr of Skåne gains 210 gold and 210 prestige, taking us up from the paltry 40 gold to a whopping 276 and 234 prestige. Wow! The recent influx of looted treasure has encouraged buying and investment in Skåne, which in turn has attracted more warriors who are hungry for gold. Excellent! Yeah! You see? We've only gone on one raid, and we're already starting to make a name for ourselves. So yeah, that's really great. But anyways, I think I've gone on for long enough now, so I'm going to be ending the session here. But yeah, hopefully you will have considered this to be a much more exciting and a much more eventful session than last time, when all I did was talk and talk. And I hope you'll join me again next time for some more. So take care of yourselves all. Have a good evening and a good day and a good afternoon wherever you are, and I'll see you again next time.